Good evening from Alton Towers. A very quiet Alton Towers. It's very peaceful. I've been here all day, but right now I'm getting ready to walk the lift hill of Oblivion. Now I'll put, I can't remember how much this cost, so I'll put that on screen when I go and check my emails. For that, we obviously get the lift hill walk. There is a fast pass, which I didn't use today because it was so quiet, and express parking. And trust me, you want the express parking because when I did the Wicker Man one, you get escorted out of the main entrance. And well, if you're parked in the normal car park, there's no monorail. So I don't know how much of this I'll be allowed to film. It's pretty much at the discretion of the ride op. I got to film a reasonable amount of Wicker Man, but there was things they wouldn't let me. And I suspect the same is going to be true here. I actually don't know where the meeting point is. I think it's up. There are people up here, so it must be up here. So anyway, this GoPro has to disappear, and I will be putting my phone in a little pouch and taking you along for as much as I possibly can. But don't look down. Right, I've got all the harness on, ready to go. It's slightly delayed. The tech team are still putting stuff away, so you probably just saw me showing one of the shuttles getting sent round, because they're obviously putting them to bed. So apparently no filming when we're up there, unlike Wicker Man where they were a little bit okay with it. So there'll be lots of pictures and me talking at the end. Off the walk. Let me see if I can try and remember everything we did. So obviously we started off in the station there. Well, no, that's a lie. We started off out there and I got the harness on, which I think I showed you. Me looking beautiful in a harness. And then went into the station, and then of course, as you would expect, we had to lock off the ride. So we all got given a padlock and a key. You have to lock off the ride so that nobody can turn it back on again, and you sort of wear that key around your wrist. And then went into the, so we could see in the ride op cab. I managed to get some pictures in there. And then it's quite a manual ride actually. Like, well, you have to hold the buttons in to do stuff, and there's all sensors for if it's too windy and too cold and all that kind of good stuff. But then we headed out and up the lift hill, which you don't realise how steep that is. I'm not too bad with heights, so that was totally fine. I was a bit nervous, to be honest, because I thought I'm doing the big one in a few weeks' time. But it was fine. It was exhausting, like really, really hard work climbing up there. I feel for the staff because the way that they have to start the motor at the top is at the top. They cannot do that from the cab. Well, the engineers can, but the ride operators cannot. So we were up there for ages, taking loads of pictures. They were telling us all sorts of stuff. Like, one thing up there that I never noticed is, because it's the prototype, and obviously they don't know what they can and can't do, it's the only B&M dive coaster that's got a conveyor belt at the top to get around the corner. I couldn't see it from the side I was at, unfortunately. Could just see this kind of box, but I believe there is a conveyor belt because they didn't know if drive tires would work. Turns out they do, and that's what the other dive coasters have. And then we came back down the stairs again, which trust me, it's very, very steep coming back down there. And then into the station, get some pictures and stuff. And then of course we got a wee certificate and a badge. The badge is the right ride, some of you might know. The Nemesis one is not. But that was brilliant and a perfect night for it as well. There's a chap on the tour who, this is his third attempt at doing it because it just kept getting cancelled. So very lucky that this happened. And as I say, the weather is beautiful. The views up there were amazing. But cannot thank the staff enough. They've been amazing. You know, they're the ones that make it. You know, it's great to see behind the scenes, but you know, they're telling you the stories and all that sort of stuff, and it really makes a big difference. So massive shout out to everybody who was in charge from a staff point of view tonight. Credit to Towers. But yeah, it's been really good. I don't know, tomorrow the Hex one opens. I'm kind of tempted. I could have done it tomorrow, but then, you know, I have a job to do. I'm back at work tomorrow, so I can't have too much time off. I get enough of it as it is. So maybe I'll do that at some point. And Nemesis, I wasn't going to do Nemesis because, well, I did the John Wardley version last year. But there's some, I don't know why I've got these on, it's not actually that bright. There's some new stuff this year. You can actually walk up the lift hill and stuff and see the tech bunker underneath. So maybe I'll do that. But no, listen, I think these are brilliant. I'd love to see some more of these. The curse would be a perfect one. There's so many Easter eggs in there that you just can't see when you whiz around that ride. So anyway, if you have done this, I'd love to know your thoughts. If you're considering doing this, what do you think now that you've heard how my experience was? You think it's value for money? You think it's too expensive? Would you pay more for it? Don't worry, Marilyn aren't going to listen to me and put the prices up. But yeah, if you enjoyed this one, as always, hit that like button, and please do consider subscribing. Very close to 10k, and there's a little surprise when I get there. I've been Chris, you've been watching Coaster Dad, and I shall see you in the next one. Adios!